Hello everybody, my name is Cobalt, and welcome back to another episode of Ask the Cast, a series where you guys get to ask my characters from short films or series various questions, and they just might answer you. Today I'm joined here by Oliver and Owen from the series True Colors. Okay, our first question is for both of you guys, and it comes from LPS Customs Pride. They ask Oliver and Owen two things. What are your pronouns and what are your favorite colors? My pronouns are he, him, and my favorite color is purple, if you couldn't already tell. And my pronouns are also he, him, but I am also comfortable with they, them pronouns, and my favorite color is probably pink or red. The next question comes from Anne. This is a question for Oliver and Owen. Are you guys trans? No. Yeah, no, neither of us are trans, but totally support trans people. Yep. The next question comes from Shinefish, and they have another question for both of you guys, and they ask, do you love fish like angelfish, goldfish, guppies, and more? Yeah, fish are cool. I've never had one though. Yeah, same here. I really like betta fish though. I think they're pretty neat. The next question is exclusively for Oliver, and this is from LPS Max, and they ask, Oliver, chicken nuggets? Yeah, I guess so. The next question is from VJ Squid, and they ask Oliver and Owen, what are your favorite and least favorite things about each other? Favorite and least favorite? Okay, you go first, because I'm still trying to think of something. Okay. My favorite thing about you is you're really creative, and you like a lot of cool stuff like I do. And my least favorite thing, you can be a little awkward and anxious sometimes. Hey, I can't help it. I know, but I'm just saying. Okay. My favorite thing about you is probably your personality, and you stand up for me, and that's pretty cool. My least favorite thing, I don't know, maybe sometimes you push me a little too hard. Sorry! It's okay, it's fine. Okay, next question. The next questions come from Littlest Demons, and their first question is for Oliver, and they ask, have you met Owen's parents yet? I actually haven't met Owen's parents yet, but I have met his older brother. Their second question is a question for me, which is how did you come up with the characters and the series? Basically, I came up with the characters first, which I'll explain in a later question, but then I just decided that I really wanted to make a series with them. The next set of questions comes from Light the Otaku, and their first question for both of you guys is, when did you discover that you weren't straight? For me, it was pretty recently, like, really in the first short film is when you guys saw I had a crush on this one guy, and that was kind of when I knew that I liked guys and girls. So how about you, Owen? I've known for a pretty long time, like ever since I was a kid in elementary school. Their next question is for Owen, and they ask, how was your experience coming out to your parents? Yes, I have come out to my parents, well, just my dad, I guess, because my mom lives in a different state, and we don't really see her, so whatever. But yeah, my dad and my brother know, and they're totally cool with it. The next set of questions are for me. The first question is, do you think you'll make something similar like this in the future? I'm not sure, maybe. I would love to do more stuff with Oliver and Owen, but we'll see if I have time to do that. As of right now, I feel like it's pretty much wrapped up for me. Another thing, do you think you will explore the same thing with other sexualities and gender in the future? Maybe. I have made a short film about a trans person, so I guess that sort of counts in that category. And what was your inspiration for the characters and their personality? I don't know, it just kind of happened. They definitely have evolved a bit more since the very first short film, but I don't really know the best way to explain how I came up with that. Okay, the next questions are from Bloodpelt14. For Oliver and Owen, who cooks better? I don't think any of us have really cooked for each other before. Well, I'm pretty sure I would be the better cook, obviously, since you have zero confidence in yourself. But hey, okay, you're probably right. The next question comes from PGLPS495, and they ask, Cobalt, what was the hardest part of making any True Colors film? I don't know, getting in character. I guess making all their voices sound different is definitely a harder thing for me in the earlier short films, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better at that since. My struggle with the newest film, the part 3, was definitely trying to figure out what Oliver and Owen's voices sound like, because obviously it's different than when I made the first short film because my voice dropped. But yeah, I'd say that's it. I definitely think that the second film is the weakest of the 3. I wasn't really feeling it when I made it. But, yeah, that's just the struggle. Sometimes you just gotta push through and do it. The next question comes from Mr. Crazy Wolfie and is for Oliver. Why did you dye your fur? I dyed my fur because I just felt like I needed a change, and it's a better way to express myself. The next question is from Anna Luizo Sereno. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. And they just sort of have a general question, which is any advice for a non-supportive family, and I'm going to let Oliver and Owen discuss this question. That's pretty hard. Well, you can't always tell if your family is actually supportive or not, so if you're not sure, you could try bringing up LGBTQ stuff in a conversation, like just trying to figure out how your family feels about that. Well, also, if your family isn't supportive at all, eventually you don't have to live with them anymore, and I know it can be hard to shut those people out of your life if you have to, but sometimes you just have to do what makes you happy, what's going to make you the happiest, and even though they're your family, you can't always worry about what they're going to think. I really hope that helps. Sorry that we're... Yeah, sorry. Good luck. The next question comes from Max, and they ask me, why did you decide to make Oliver purple? Basically, I just sort of, Oliver's design was not planned whatsoever, it's sort of just a random custom that I made a long time ago. I'll put a picture on the screen of what he originally looked like, Oliver version number 1. And I was like, hey, originally I was going to sell this custom, but then I was like, wait, this guy actually looks really cute, and I love him, and his name is Oliver now, so he just sort of became an OC from a random design that I created, and I'm really glad that I decided to keep him. The next question comes from Myra Theus, and they ask, Owen, if you could dye your fur, what color would you choose? That's a hard question. I don't think that I ever will dye my fur, but I did say that my favorite colors are pink and red, so maybe that could be cool, but I really like, you know, like all the other colors, so just dye your fur all the colors. No, oh my gosh, rainbow dog. Okay, the next two questions come from Bumpkin La Pumpkin, and their first question is, how did you make the LPS hold the pride flags? That is a question for me, obviously. Basically I just took some clear wax and stuck it on the end of the toothpick, which is the handle of the pride flag, and then just kind of like shoved it onto their hands. And then their second question is, what happened to Oliver's old crush? Guys, would you like to discuss that? Oh, Dylan? Well, luckily he isn't really bothering us or anything. He's kind of just off doing his own thing, ignoring whatever. He's also a couple grades above us, so he'll be graduating soon, and then we won't have to worry about that. Yeah, luckily. Okay, the next question is from LPS Unwanted, and they ask, Oliver, was your fur always purple? Well, obviously purple isn't my natural fur color. It used to be blonde, but I think I'm gonna stick with purple from now on. The next questions are from Cosmic Aesthetic, and their first question is for Oliver and Owen, which is, what was your favorite moment together? For me, I'd probably definitely have to pick the Pride Parade. Yeah, me too, honestly, but our first date was also pretty fun, but I think for sure we're gonna have to start going to the Pride Parade every year. Yeah. Their second question is for me, and that is, Cobalt, what was your favorite part of making the film? Definitely my favorite part is sort of the aftermath of the film. I know obviously the first one has a lot of views, which is pretty dope, but definitely my favorite thing is just going into the comments section and like seeing all these different people being super supportive of everybody else in the comments, like supporting their gender identity, sexuality. I just think it's super cool. And the final question for Oliver and Owen is, do you plan on having a future together? Yeah, I definitely would like to. Yeah, me too. So as of right now, I think the answer is yes. Yeah. Alright, that was a lot of questions, but that was pretty fun. Yeah, thanks everybody for all the questions. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for everybody who commented a question. I apologize if we did not answer yours, but obviously there were a ton of questions and we can't do them all. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Bye.